Welcome to Junk Bucket Garage. Today we're doing part dose of the fuel system upgrades on the Torino. But right now we're in Auburn checking out this swap meet, buying some cool big block Ford junk, and seeing what we could do.
Pig.
And the pig, and seeing what we can do to hop this bad boy up. I'm thinking some headers, something. America. Not enough power, guys. I need you to hop it up for me. Could you? Put some headers on it. All horsepower. Better push it. All right. Just reach your hand out. Now hold on. Don't cut me off. We're clear now. Now we're picking up. Clear the way. Now I got to close all that in where I had to cut to relieve for that sump. That would be just a little sheet metal work. Close that all off. And then time to start plumbing things. Okay, so I got everything test fit and I got the hole cut out that I know I'm going to need to fit that sump in there. And I'm bending up a little sheet metal now. I'm going to fill that all back in and block it off so that when the tank sits in the trunk, it's all sealed inside the trunk, nothing's hanging out, and everything will fit. So ow. So now I'm going to make some cardboard pneuma floppers on these side pieces, templates, and then transfer those over to sheet metal, cut them out, and fill these sides in, weld it up. And then I think because this is a classy girl, I'm going to clean this all up and paint it black. Okay, so I got some of this stuff. This is just heavy construction paper. You can get it in any craft section. This is real handy to have when you're making your templates. I got that all cut out. It's going to go just like that. And I already checked that on the other side. It fits on the other side. So now all I got to do is transfer that shape onto some sheet metal, cut two of them out, clean them up, and weld them in. Boom, bang, boom. One repurposed gas tank. Sweet. Cutting out some things that I made. Moving all this stuff out of my way. Yeah. That's pre-bent, so it fits better. Sweet. Yep. Got those cut out. I'm going to clean them up, make sure I got the shapes that I want, and make sure that camera's pointing where I want it, because that don't look right at all. That is totally pointing in the right direction. I'll be. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I use to make sure these are the same from side to side. I can see the lines that I got to match here to get my fitment close enough. And then what I'm going to do is just clamp these together in the vise and then grind till I hit that line, and I'll grind them both at the same time while they're clamped together. Then they're both the same shape. All right, we got our pieces all cut out. Nope, come here. All right. We'll get those in place, tacked in. Then we'll figure out what we're doing next. So we're off to a good start here. I got that sump all cleared out, clearance. So, and I mean, it don't look bad. It'll clean up nice when I'm done welding. And there's going to be our inside of the trunk. Look at it. And that's going to be under the tank, so you're not going to see it anyway. And that'll give us all the clearance we need for the sump. Tank's going to mount right there to those holes with some little spacers because that's not an exact flat surface. And we are going to be just styling. All right, and get that welded up. And we'll get this all cleaned up, painted, put it back in the car.
All right, it's a new day. I had a little meltdown welding all that gas tank up because it was getting late. I'd already worked all day and I was just getting frustrated. So I said, time to quit, start it up again. So since then, some parts have came in. We'll take a look at those and then we'll get back to work on this thing. All right. So here's what we got. We got all kinds of fittings, random things, pre-filter. I already got a filter in there that we can use for the post filter. Those are going to go before and after the fuel pump. You want to filter the fuel going into the pump so you don't burn the pump up. Then you want to filter the fuel coming out of the pump so that, you know, it doesn't gum up your carburetor and stuff. So guess where I got those from. Oh, and I got a new dash bezel. Check that out. That's gonna look like a dash bezel. All right, and then I ordered this black fuel gauge and it was supposed to be back ordered. So then I said, well, do you got one that's in stock? And they said, yeah, and they sent me the silver one. And then the black one showed up anyway. So I think I'm gonna run with that black one. It kind of matches the other gauges, even though, you know, it's not the prettiest car in the world. Then I got some other stuff here from Summit. And that's just stuff that I forgot to order the first time. And when I need stuff fast, I get it from Summit because where I live, I can get it faster. This is a trick little piece here. This is going to be, instead of using the tubes that are vent tubes on the tank itself, I'm going to make a hole and put this in it. This allows you to vent, and also in case you end up with the rubber side pointed upward, That little ball valve in there stops fuel from pouring out. It'll also stop fuel, supposed to stop fuel from splashing if you're, cornering hard or slamming on the brakes, or, if you're cruising down the freeway at 90 miles an hour and you see a cold beer sign and you got to hit the brakes hard, that'll stop all the gas from spilling out. We still got a big hole and mess back here, but we do have that old fuel tank cut apart, and we've got that sump in it now. It looks kind of like that. And that is going to be where that sump hangs down inside the car. I got a little bit more work to do on that before I'm going to be happy with it. Like I said, I was getting tired. It was hot. I worked all day. I was using old material with rust on it, so I was having trouble getting everything to work the way I wanted it to. But in the end, it'll work. That's going to be the trunk floor. Sweet. All right. Well, I got lucky. I was able to get Ray Charles out here to weld this up, and it looked like garbage, but I fixed that. I just ground it down a little bit, put some silicone on it. I was going to use some seam sealer, but I didn't have any, so that'll work. That's going to be inside the trunk. That's going to be under the car. And I'm going to clean this up a little bit with a Scotch-Brite pad, paint it all black, put it back in the car. Sweet. So I chose this color for a very specific reason. I had 2 cans of it. See how the paint made it look better? I wish the paint would make me look better. I don't think they make that kind of paint for men, though. Let's get this in there while the paint's still drying, huh? No. Okay, so we got it back in. We got the bolt set in place. Those 2 ports come out just right there on the. We'll have plenty of room to get to them. You notice that I didn't paint the top side of my new tank / trunk floor. That's because I got a plan for all of this, and I don't normally plan ahead, but this time I think I also didn't plan ahead. I just made it up as I went, and I think we're going to clean all that up and then paint it with some fancy stuff. We'll do a video on that too. Anyway, tank's sitting in there, and I mean, that was the easy part.